Today's Honda riding tip is for you motocrossers, and we're going to talk about the most important part of your race, starts. If you're anything like I used to be, when you're getting ready for the gate to drop, you sit right up near the gas cap. The reason why we think that we should sit forward is to keep the front wheel from wheeling so much. The problem is that you can't lean very far forward like that. The moment the gate drops and you're accelerating, your upper body tends to slide back, which means that your lower body slides back, and it's just a wheelie waiting to happen. Instead of sitting right forward, sit back a little bit and lean right forward. This way you're down as low as you can be. If you watch the top pros when they're doing their starts, they're not sitting any higher than this. Being down really low locks you in place. It's going to be a lot harder for that acceleration to make your upper body slide back. Another thing that stops you from sliding back is to keep your feet in front of the foot pegs. With your feet in really close to the bike and in front of the pegs, you're locking your bum in place. Makes it a lot harder for you to slide back. The second big key with starts is clutch control. So what I like to teach is that you pull the clutch in, change the bike into gear, get the revs up, and then you let the clutch out so the chain's tight. Once you've got your clutch in the right place, ready to go, then with enough practice, you can learn exactly how much clutch to let go when the gate drops. Something that you really have to make sure of is that you don't drop the clutch completely and then get all four fingers back on the grip again. I like to use just the index finger on my clutch so that when I let the clutch out and I need to control it a little bit more, then you can pull it in again a little bit. You've got 3 fingers and a thumb on the handlebars, so the bike is a lot easier to control. My ideal start is when I can let the clutch out quite far the moment the gate drops, and then pull it in a little bit as my back wheel is crossing over the gate, and then give it another burst just after the gate. On 450s, it used to get me some really good starts. A little trick that stops your bike from creeping forward is to have a finger on the front brake before the gate drops. But what catches a lot of people out to start with is that they forget to let go of the front brake when they actually want to go. People often ask me, where should I look? Try using your peripheral vision for the gate drop. It's like when the ball's getting thrown at your face, you can actually move faster when you're not even looking at it. Another reason for using your peripheral vision for the gate drop is that your eyes can be focusing on the road ahead of you. That's the third thing about getting good starts. You want to make sure that you can stay straight. What I try and do is lift my knees up enough that I have to really point my toes to reach the ground. That means I can really get a feel for how much weight is under each toe. I like to practice this with the bike off. I get myself ready, and then when I pretend that the gate's dropped, I just lift my toes off the ground and see how long I balance for. The longer it takes you to fall over, the straighter your start's going to be. The last main tip of starts that we're going to cover today is how to change gears really quick. Some people start with their left foot up on the foot peg, makes it really easy to change gears. Only problem is you might find it a little bit harder to stay straight. Other people, they actually have their left foot in front of the foot peg when they change gears, and they're changing with their heel. What I like to do is actually turn my left toe in as far as it'll go and lift it up at the same time. Then when I want to change gears, I just lift my knee up and kick the gear lever up. The hard part is that you've got to make sure that you move your foot outwards after you've changed that gear, because if you drop it straight back down again, you can potentially hit a false neutral. Changing gears like this takes a little bit of practice, but it means that you can shift gears really early off the gate if you want to, and it's a really good way of staying straight. On the modern 4-strokes, I usually start in second gear, and I use this technique to change up to third and to fourth gear before I put my foot back up on the peg. So to wrap it up, sit back so you can lean forward, feet in front of the pegs so your butt doesn't slide back, get that clutch ready so that the chain's tight, try using your peripheral vision for the gate drop, and when you shift up a gear, make it a real quick movement with that foot, and then drop your foot back down again so you stay nice and straight. Starts can be downright scary. If you're really nervous about your starts, what I recommend trying is just to focus on that jump over the gate, and if you can get your handlebar in front of the guy next to you, then you've got control over the situation. If you get a bad jump, sometimes it can pay to hang back a little bit and take a really tight inside line. You might just sneak around half the field while they're mucking around out wide. When you're really in the mix, that first corner can get really tight and there might be contact. What you have to do is just keep your elbows wide, keep focused on what you're trying to achieve, because rubbing is racing, and most of the time it ends up being fine anyway. We want to see your starting technique or an awesome hole shot. Send your videos to this website.